All right, Dwayne the Iron Giant here. I'm here with Dennis Buzukja. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Where you at right now? It says you're from Staten Island. You in Staten Island right now?
No, I moved to Miami. I live in Miami now.
Okay. How you like that better? Obviously, like
Yeah,
I'm from Jersey, like 5 minutes from Staten Island, so I already know the answer.
yeah,
But
yeah. Bro, I mean, I feel bad for you guys with the snow and the ice and the cold and everything. I don't gotta pick up a shovel down here. I just go
nah,
to the beach whenever. So, in terms of like health and happiness and sunshine, it's definitely much better. Of course, I miss my friends, my family, and everything, but what I miss with that, it fulfills it with the good weather and everything.
yeah, and then also you got to talk about like your career. Miami probably really good for you. They got a lot of guys in your weight over there. As for like Staten Island, you got to make a trip over to what, probably Long Island.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
so yeah, it was tough. I was living in Staten and I was working construction. I would work and then drive an hour and a half to Long Island after
yeah,
work, training every day. So it was tough. And then I moved to Long Island eventually to train full time with the Saralongo team. And then I would always get sick in the winter, every winter, like multiple times, because of the dark, the cold, and everything. I'm like, bro, like I would train and get my conditioning and everything up, get in good shape, and then have to reset because would keep getting sick every single year. It was like insanity.
it hits too hard, man.
It hits hard, bro, and then it's dark for months there, you know, and plus all the traffic and like just New York became so dirty. I was like, I'm kind of sick of this place. So I
I mean,
came
you
and
always
I moved
forget
here.
how bad New York is and Jersey is because of the food. The food there is insane,
The
and
best
then you're
food in the
like,
world.
yeah, the food's amazing, and just like,
Yeah,
and then you forget that the place is terrible. Then you
yeah,
go to
yeah,
Miami, you're like, yo, Miami's lit.
yeah, bro. Beautiful beaches,
Yeah.
great food, great lifestyle. I'm engaged, but there's also beautiful women around.
Mhm.
So it's only positives.
Yeah, I used to pick fights in the wintertime in Miami. If they offered me in Miami and it was like December, I'll be like, yeah, I don't care who
Yeah,
it
I'm
is.
out of here, hundred
Yeah, we
percent.
out.
Yeah,
So
it could be a street fight with two crackheads, and I'm going.
yeah, 100%, bro. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
so like I have to pay my own way. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, easy, easy, easy decision.
So where you at? You're training out in Miami. You at the Goat Shed?
Yeah, I'm training
Yeah,
at Goat Shed. I have a coach I work with, Salman. He's he spends his time either here in Miami or in Sweden. He trains out of All Stars. He's a coach there with Hamzat and Gustafsson
yeah,
and those guys. So he's Albanian as well as am I. So it was like an Albanian connection. We started working together about 2 years ago, and I just love his philosophy on training and MMA and like systems and everything. Dean Thomas is in the gym too as a coach, and you got Asim. He's the president of Karate Combat.
yeah,
So you just have three very knowledgeable coaches and a bunch of young, hungry guys who their life is fighting. Half of them live in the gym, so they're hungry. And
yeah.
then you see on social media too with like the energy the gym has, like it gets crazy in there. So it keeps you alive. Keeps you motivated, keeps you energized, and along with the weather and everything, and it was just like a perfect. I think for me, it was just like the perfect timing and the perfect place for me at this point in my life.
No, it definitely makes sense. And we always talk about like for fighters, like you want to be around the people that you kind of want to be. And so like you're moving over to Miami with like obviously you just said Dean Thomas and
Mm,
Mr. President, Karate
President Awesome.
Combat. These
Yeah,
are guys that I would assume you would want to be in the future, or at least like, hey, they're training these top level guys that you want to be as a fighter. And so you can't just become those guys without being in the same room.
yeah,
And so
absolutely.
like,
I mean, so obviously from New York, I grew up training with Aljon Marab in my MMA
yeah,
career. They moved to Vegas. Just Vegas wasn't for me. But with that being said, I'll split my time, between here. I'll work on myself, level up, and then go to Vegas, train with those guys, with Aljo, Marab, Nas, Charlie, Pumi. We have our crew in Vegas that they all moved out there. I'm really the only one who didn't move out there. They're like always begging me, like, please, like you're the only one missing. I'm like, bro, I love Miami. But I go spend a lot of time out there with the boys. Pick each other's brains, make each other better,
Yeah,
and just have that camaraderie. They're realistically like they're my second family. So but right here is where I focus on myself and my health and my career. Just really focus on myself here. When I go out to Vegas and I'm with the boys, it's we all focus on each other. So which is great in both ways. Both aspects are great
yeah, but you need your
for
your
everybody.
me time as well
Yeah.
as. Do you go to Vegas for like help for future fights? Like, let's say you got a matchup in March. Do you go closer to March in Vegas, or is that all go chat?
That's exactly what I've been doing.
Okay.
Since I moved here, I had two fights since I moved here. Um, I'll do either like the first 4 weeks here, game planning and whatever, and then I'll spend the last four or so in Vegas, especially if
Okay.
the fight's in Vegas. And that's been the plan is to do like out of camp here and do camps in Vegas, or if like Aljo has camp or Marab or Nas, go out and work with them, help them, be a part of their camps for a few weeks. I just haven't been given a fight in the last, 16 months, about a little over a year. So I've just been staying here for the most part because of that.
How's staying ready when you're like obviously you're not active as much as you want? How is it staying ready in fight shape? Because UFC, you get a call about tomorrow.
Yeah,
And if you're not in shape, you're not ready to take a call on the fight about this weekend. So
yeah. So I mean, my debut was 4 days notice.
yeah.
My last fight was like a 4 day switch up at move up to 55 at lightweight. So it's very frustrating. Especially now it's been a year. After the suspension ended in June. Um, so I've planned like I started camp basically like May of 2025 to stay ready. So anything after June, I've been staying ready for. So it's just, it's kind of trying to find, it's this fine line between staying in shape, keeping weight
Mhm.
low, but not too low, not training too hard, so it's just been,
Yeah, no injuries. Try to
exactly,
like.
yeah. And then getting injured, coming back from getting injured,
Mhm.
like, so it's been this little bit of an up and down, but, motivation fades a bit here and there, but it's just
Yeah, I'm
boils
with you.
down to what's the reasoning and why I'm doing this. So I love it.
I
And
like I like that you moved to a place that's easier to like deal with the longevity of waiting. Cause like I remember I waited in Jersey as well. And it get if you're there in the wintertime, you get depressed from just the winter. Now you're depressed
yeah,
about not fighting and the winter. At least in Miami, like, hey, I'd haven't a fight in a long time. You step outside, you're like, we
bro,
okay,
life
bro.
is good. Yeah, life is good, bro. I'm blessed. Dude. If I can afford right now to take off a session if my body's beat up,
Yeah,
I'll be like, yo, coach, like I'm beat up today. Like I feel like I'm not gonna get. I'm gonna get less out of training than I would recovering. So I'm gonna just go to the beach and relax, and then be fresh for tomorrow. So, uh, it's not the worst thing in the world, bro.
yeah. No, that's what I said. I think it almost helps you in a way of like
Yeah.
preparing for the long. Because again, UFC career, and you know the difference because you've been fighting for a very long time in different
Hmm.
promotions. UFC never knows when they're fighting next. They don't know any opponent for anybody.
Hmm.
It's just on the fly. And so like as a fighter that could be like really annoying. Especially when you're so used to like when you're an amateur, you're like, oh, I got to fight in 3 months. When
Yeah.
you're a fresh pro, you're like, I got to fight in 2 months.
Hmm.
And then UFC is like, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like,
Or 6 months. Who
yeah, like,
knows?
oh, you're on vacation right now? Could you hop back off your plane right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Literally. Yeah. Yeah. I and I hear it, bro. Like so many of my teammates and friends and acquaintances in the UFC, they're kind of like in limbo all the
mhm.
time, waiting for a fight. Not knowing when they're gonna fight next. Like there's no schedule or routine for a lot of the guys, and even with me, like been waiting this whole time and staying ready, I can't make like big plans in my life. Like go to Albania with my fiance and start looking at venues for a wedding. But I missed on so many weddings that friends have had, like
Yeah,
because I don't feel confident enough to go there, spend a week doing nothing, and then get a call the next week like, "Hey, yo, you got to fight," you know?
yeah. I completely understand, and it's one of those things that regular people won't understand what you're
Yeah.
going through, unfortunately. And then, luckily, you said you're engaged. She kind of gets at least a little bit of it,
Hmm.
maybe not the full picture, but uh, it's definitely frustrating that you can't just get on a plane and be like,
You know?
"Hey, we could
Yeah.
just do it."
Yeah.
Maybe as soon
I
as you
want
get
to
a
plan my
fight,
life.
as soon as you get a fight, you could be like, "Hey, we're leaving right now,"
That's
you know.
literally what I've been waiting on. Like fight the week, like the next day, the Sunday, like fly to Albania and start preparing for that. I mean, not just that, but there's other things in life, that I want to start. Because life is more than just fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But obviously, right now, my life is all about fighting. So, but it could be worse, brother. I
Mhm.
signed up for this. It's not like all of us, every fighter signed up for this. No one's forcing us to do this. So, in that perspective and in that retrospect, I'm blessed and I'm happy and I'm not complaining. I don't want to come off like I'm complaining, but the situation is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. And hey, it's a part of the career, part of the journey. There's a lot of up and downs. Obviously,
Yeah.
you had a great fight career, and then the kind of up and downs in the UFC.
Yep.
I do want to talk about the win you had in the UFC.
Sounds good.
Obviously, that your first win in UFC. How did it feel for that win? But then also, like, I don't know if you remember saying this. Sometimes violence is the answer, and I'm the answer. That
Yeah.
shit, that's cold, bro.
Yeah. It was authentic, bro. It was on the fly, It was like, yo. But yeah, cause before that, like once I got to the UFC,
Mm,
I was like, yo, I need to be like, strategy and technical and blah blah blah. Like,
yeah,
of course there's game plan, if this guy's a good striker, take him down. Like little things like that. But realistically, bro, I'm a violent fighter, I'm trying to knock you out, break your face, like, and I know you're trying to do the same to me.
yeah,
So I'm gonna answer in the same respect, and I'm gonna meet fire with fire. So when I got back to that is when I realized, like, and then obviously you saw I got the knockout,
yep,
and it felt good, and it was frustrating to the last fight. Again, it was like a short notice switch up at a weight class up. I was
yeah.
already about to make 145. I was depleted, and then I lose a split decision, So in a fight, I thought I won genuinely.
But that's nothing to beat yourself up about. Obviously, those fights happen, and it's whatever. But the add to something to you is like, you're at the highest level. Every single person that you're facing, they're all good. Everyone's so good. They're all
Yeah.
at the highest level. What can you do to have an edge? And I say it all the time as a striking coach: is there's skills fighters, and then there's killers.
Hmm.
And a skilled fighter might not be a killer because that dude might just want to bite down his mouthpiece and just go kill somebody. He might not have the best form in the world, but he ain't dying today. And then the
Yeah.
skill guy might get overwhelmed by that. And so at the end of the day, you guys are all great if you're the one in front of your opponent saying, "I'm the killer," which you did
Mhm.
on that KO. Ain't nobody stopping you, really. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. And then exactly what you said is like in, hindsight's 2020, right?
yeah,
My last fight, I started to turn it on a little too late
yeah,
and started walking him down and then putting hands on him. I just got to get into that little headspace a little bit sooner, I think, like to answer your question, like what
yep.
can I do different? And just from the get, like cuz I have the cardio, I have the skills, like I'm not worried about the
Yep.
grappling.
That's no, that's exactly it. Is you guys are so skilled, you should be using it as a resource to get away of trouble. So
Yeah,
you're the killer, go in there, try to kill. If you're in trouble, use your skill to get out of trouble.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and again, bring the violence.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
We definitely like I said, dude, sometimes violence is the answer and I'm the answer for that's fire, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
T-shirt, t-shirt, like nah.
That's a good not a bad idea, bro. I might do something with
Yeah,
that.
I'm the answer.
Yeah.
You know, that's great, dude. Like, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I love it, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I won't keep you too long. I do like to ask a couple like questions like on so obviously like you at the highest level you're fighting, you're fit. What do you do like every day like stay fit? Obviously around decent food in Miami.
Mhm.
And then you were in very good food in New York. So how do you stay fit knowing that there's options around? Then also the second part of it, what's your go-to after fight meal? Like
Okay. Uh, I mean, yo, not gonna lie, I I do eat a lot.
yeah,
Um, but mostly like whole foods, like nutritious foods. I'm not
yeah,
eating chips and stuff like this. Like I'll have my little binges with Oreos or something, or maybe cereal and milk. But for the most part, like I'll eat a lot, so I have the energy and I train hard. And it's kind of a balance. Like I'll train hard and I reward myself with good food, and to reward myself with the good food, I train hard. So like they go hand in hand.
got you.
And then after fight, bro, honestly, there's nothing like a New York slice. For real.
Dude. Oh, dude, I'm actually so jealous because like so after my fights I love pizza and mozzarella sticks.
Mhm.
But I've never fought in New York State. I always fought in Miami, Vegas.
Ah.
So I didn't get to enjoy it. You had your win in Atlantic City.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Bro.
I fought a lot in Atlantic City. Yeah.
Dude, I would have fucked up pizza over there. Like
Yeah, I was destroying pizza, bro. I was going hard. And a lot of my friends own pizzerias throughout the state, like in
yeah.
Jersey and in New York. So I was just going on a tour, bro. Like yeah, I love pizza. New York pizza is top in the world.
Yeah. Dude, what's your favorite restaurant?
Restaurant or pizzeria?
Same. Same thing. A lot of people watch this ain't gonna know the difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I love Joe's Pizza on Broadway.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
that's everyone's like favorite.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love. There's actually a pizzeria in Staten called Pronto Pizza. There's like 5 locations. They make sick pizza. I grew up on it. But truthfully, my favorite restaurants in the city are steakhouses. Wolfgang's, Club A Steakhouse,
Okay.
um, and then Benjamin's and Ben and Jack's. Like those 4 places have the best steaks in the world, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I love talking to fighters about the two things, man. Food and fucking obviously competing and
Yeah,
IQ
we go
stuff.
all day about both.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my thought process. But I like I said, I'll let you go in a second. But I love picking out the IQ stuff, man. Is there like what's like a perfect matchup for you in like your world? Like, hey, if you got to choose like who you want to fight, the reason why, and then obviously,
I've been calling out Nate Landwehr, and I know he's fighting in Miami. Someone sent it to me. He's fighting Cub Swanson. Um, I would love to fight. If Cub Swanson pulls out, like, there's no one
you're
else to
you're
take
in
that fight.
Miami, you're ready.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'm the guy for that. And that's a guaranteed fight of the night between the two of us. And to add to that, he's very hittable. Like, he's
Yep.
tough. He's somewhat durable, but he's like a zombie. But I just
Yeah.
think with my uh with my power and with my precision right now, I've just been working so much on my game and just how to put guys' lights out better and better and better. It's all I think about. So I think a fight like that, it'll be exciting, it'll be fun. I'll take some damage, which will keep me like sharp in training. I know it's a dangerous fight, but I just ultimately think I'll put his lights out,
No,
and
I
that's
agree.
all
That's
my
a great.
party.
I agree. That's a great fight. He's definitely the person that walks forward, and you're definitely kind of like, yeah, you're getting that killer now, but you're definitely more of like picking your shots, striking
Yeah.
kind of guy, and
Mm-hmm.
a person that is willing to let you punch in the face is only gonna let you like get as violent as you want to, and
Exactly.
that could be a great fight. I agree, dude. That could be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be a sick fight, bro. And I respect him. It's not like a disrespectful type of thing.
Yeah.
I love his style, and he's a G in the octagon, so I
Mhm.
respect it, and it's coming from a place of respect. But at the end of the day, I think I'll put him out.
Yeah, I will. if they watch this, man, they gotta put that fight up. That'd be a
Yeah,
cool fight to watch,
that's a
especially in
sick
Miami,
fight.
man. You're there. They don't have to
I'm
pay your
here,
flight.
bro.
They don't have to
Yeah,
pay your flight. We good to go.
yeah,
We saving money.
exactly. Yeah, straight to 11 from there. We out to the strip club.
Yeah, exactly that, man. You got so thanks for like stepping on here. You got any like sponsors you want to shout out or anything like that?
Nah, no sponsors or nothing. I want to give any praise to, but just the Albanians all around the world always supported me. And I'm blessed to be able to represent people like ours. My team, my fiance, my family, like it's just everyone. I've tightened my circle a lot in the last year and change, and I weeded out some corny people, and then I kept my closer ones closer. I appreciate them more, and they're my why, So I love them, and can't wait to get back in there and show them how much I love them. Shine for them.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what you want to hear from someone, man. You're around the right people. You're in a better spot now in Miami, and it's the future for you, man. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for sure.
Thank you, brother. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Thanks for hopping on me, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
your time.
no doubt, bro. God bless, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.